Mr. Kiley from California for 5 minutes for questions.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd just like to ask straight up. I'm from California. We have this executive action that has banned gas-powered vehicles starting in 2035. Mr. Durakis, do you think that that is feasible? And regardless of whether it's feasible or not, what will be the consequences for consumers of trying to reach that point within the next decade?
I think it's aggressive in terms of the technology and where it is. And I think, I think early adoption, participation now will start to drive some of the costs down. But based on what I see, it's going to increase consumer costs to all of us. When we look at the cost of the new technology, we're not talking about 0.5 or 0.6 more. We're talking 3x and 4x, and that's without the infrastructure investment. So
3x and 4x meaning 3 times as many
correct
vehicles.
That's correct. Oh, well, 3 to 4 times the cost
of
a traditional vehicle.
Right,
yes.
of a traditional vehicle. And so significant cost increase for consumers. Do you agree, Mr. Coggin, as far as the feasibility and the impacts?
Yes, I do. It's very costly. Electric is the most expensive solution. If you look at a 35-foot heavy-duty bus, which we're running, the diesel model is $670,000. The hybrid, which is a diesel engine driving hybrid, is currently $855,000, 28% more. And the electric version is $1,150,000, which is 35% more. That does not include the cost of the charger. We paid $135,000 for a charger that will charge 2 buses, and we had to upgrade our power supply from the power company for $40,000. So it's very expensive up front to implement these EV technologies.
So this is a big impact for folks in my state who are already struggling with the highest cost of living in the country, highest poverty rate in the country, precisely because of the cost of living. To sort of layer on all of those additional costs would impose a major hardship for drivers, which is why I'm supporting the Preserving Choice in Vehicles Act, which says that we're not going to do these bans of gas-powered vehicles within these artificial timelines. It passed the House with bipartisan support, but it is yet to get a vote in the Senate. So I think that I would strongly encourage the Senate to move on that bill in order to preserve choice, because we all, I think, are excited about what the future holds in terms of clean energy. I mean, Ms. Okafor, you work with a lot of clean energy technologies. Is it your experience that what drives innovation in the clean energy sector is more the work of innovators or mandates on the part of government?
It really is. It more has to do with the consumer's choice. The consumer has to want to move to this new alternative, and we have to provide an environment where they want to move from what they traditionally are using to the new alternative.
Thank you. I've always been of the view that the way that we can usher in the clean energy future that I think is in front of us is through innovation rather than regulation. And I think that these flat-out bans within an arbitrary timeline are sort of the ultimate example of overbearing regulation. I wanted to ask you about one other topic, Mr. Coggin, related to buses, because I've talked with several school districts within my district where they get extreme weather, where they get a lot of snow, and having electrified buses just isn't practical for them. Has that been your experience as well?
Well, we live in an area that does not have snow, so we're fortunate there. But we have a lot of heat, extreme heat, and we run air conditioners. I have heard of the cold weather-related problems with EV vehicles. I don't have any personal experience with them. We do not, in our area of the country, have a problem with our EV vehicles. In terms of range, I think it speaks to the point that in our industry, public transit, we would like to continue to have the flexibility to operate the types of vehicles that meets our operational needs and our climate with our weather and our geography, all things considered. I think that would be what I would point out. It's a strictly a local decision, what works for the individual organizations.
That's very well said, because just the school districts I'm referring to are in very rural, spread out areas, get a lot of snow, and a one-size-fits-all mandate from a centralized bureaucracy just doesn't work for them. Thank you very much. I yield back.